Hi, I'm Ryan German from Caffe Gelato Restaurant. I'm here with Mitch from WhistlePig. We're in Vermont. It's 13 degrees. You guys have a super premium product, so super excited for this 10-year bourbon. Can you tell me a little bit about it?
Sure. So this is our 10-year Snap to Tail. Well, first, cheers. Welcome. So this is our Snap to Tail. So we always like sort of tilting the whiskey industry on its head, as it were. And so we once again took an opportunity to do that here with our Snap to Tail. So as opposed to utilizing two separate toasted barrels to give us the finish we wanted, we decided that the best way to really marry two different flavors together was to have two separate heads on either end of the barrel. So after a period of time of finishing our 10-year bourbon on one toasted head, we will actually flip the entire barrel on its tail to finish out its finishing process that really delivers that nice sort of like depth of flavor that you experience with this particular bourbon.
The white dog goes into this barrel.
Mm-hmm.
It's in for 8-9 years, and then you flip it for a year, and then you put it into the cask?
It has a nice even 10 years of just pure resting in the American oak barrel.
Okay.
I then will, after those 10 years, take it out of that barrel and put it into a new barrel that has the two separately toasted heads. And it's in that process that I get to do those flips.
Okay.
Unfortunately, though, I don't get to add my finishing time onto my aging time. Otherwise, it would be more like a 11-year bourbon.
Is it stored here in Vermont? Is it in Kentucky?
So the vast amount of its 10 years of storage time are in Kentucky, so you do get that sort of climate impact for that period of time, but all of its finishing is done up north here in Vermont.
Do most commercial producers have that finishing process?
A lot of times, commercially, it's mostly just a blending process, and then it gets to a bottle and goes right to the shelf. There are quite a few finished bourbons and ryes out there now. None of them are finished like this. We're sort of viewed as, for lack of a better phrase, outright lunatics in the spirits world.
Speaking of that, have you ever tried out for the WhistlePig ski team?
You know, I have not.
I did earlier today.
Oh yeah? How'd you do?
I made the team.
Oh heck yeah! Well, cheers to that, friend.
Thank you. So I just strapped on the barrel. Are they staves?
Mm-hmm.
I was great. I was shredded. Does it have the same mash bill as the 6-year?
We took this opportunity to have a greater wheat input into this because I think wheat does a lot to sort of like give a nice sort of body to bourbon, as well as once you hit an age statement like this, it really helps establish some complexity.
How many acres of farmland do you have?
We have 200 acres of planted field that we will rotate between rye, barley, wheat, corn. So, we would do what we can to be good stewards of the land and make sure that we're making the best grain we can, so that way we can have the best rye we can.
Now, I was feeding pigs on your farm some grain earlier, like some old bread, and they were looking at me like, where's the meat? How old are those pigs?
Let's see. Orwell is a little over 5 now. And then Mortimer Jr., if I recall correctly, I think he's turning 8 or 9 this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like the OG.
He is.
This release for WhistlePig's 10-year bourbon, 88 proof. So this is obviously not as hot. It's a very approachable. It's 88. You think this is going to be something people are drinking neat quite a bit? You think people are going to still have it over a big ice cube? How do you see it?
Personally, I really like it neat, but I also wanted to bring its proof down a bit. One, so it's a little bit more approachable to bourbon drinkers in particular, but also being at that 88 proof really puts that perfect straddling the line between, like, you could absolutely drink it straight and have a wonderful time, or you could mix it into a cocktail, and it really does a lot to like give good balance to the cocktail.
When you open this up, do you think about 10 years in the past when this went into the barrel?
Yeah, I do.
Or 12 years in the past, right?
Yeah. Most of my job is sort of trying to look 10 years in the future, 12 years in the future, 15 years in the future. No one can actually see the future. But we try to do our best to make sure that things that we're doing today will benefit the drinkers of tomorrow.
Has consumption demand grown over the years where you've needed to plant more acres?
We've definitely hit our capacity and are looking to grow as people continue to thirst for WhistlePig.
Greetings from WhistlePig, Vermont.